If you've been waking up tired, dragging your feet through the day, and finding even the simplest tasks strangely overwhelming, you're not broken. You're not lazy. You're most likely trapped in what psychologists call a dopamine hole, a state where your brain's motivation system has been pushed past its limits. And the worst part? You may not even realize how you got there. But the moment you understand what's happening inside your mind, you can climb out of it faster than you think. Today, I'll guide you through a clear, practical method to reset your brain, regain your energy, and rebuild your inner drive. A dopamine hole is not a mood. It's not a phase. It is a biological state of diminished sensitivity in your brain's reward pathways, caused by overstimulation. When your mind is flooded day after day with quick hits of pleasure, scrolling endlessly, switching from video to video, chasing distractions, snacking on instant gratification, your brain adapts by lowering its baseline sensitivity. Suddenly, the things that used to feel manageable no longer do. Work feels heavy. Exercise feels impossible. Even getting out of bed feels like a negotiation with yourself. Your brain isn't refusing to function, it's simply exhausted. The motivation system has been drained, and your internal battery is running at 1%. But here's the good news. This state is reversible, and the process of reversing it is much faster than most people think. The key is not to push yourself harder, but to reset the system. And to do that, we will use a method called STORE, a 6-step sequence designed specifically to pull you out of the dopamine hole and rebuild your natural sense of energy and discipline. Let's begin. The first step is to stop making the hole deeper. Every minute you spend chasing cheap stimulation, refreshing your feed, watching random clips, seeking comfort in meaningless distractions, you're shoveling more dirt onto yourself. Stopping doesn't require willpower. It requires clarity. You must pause the behaviors that are draining you. Put the phone in another room. Close the tabs. Step away from the instant rewards that are robbing you of long-term energy. You cannot climb out if you are still digging. When your brain is overstimulated, it cannot save you. The system is fatigued, but your body is still accessible, and it is the fastest path to resetting your state. A small physical action, simple, brief, and immediate, can create the spark your brain cannot produce on its own. Something like a few push-ups, splashing cold water on your face, or shaking out your limbs for 30 seconds. These actions flip your physiology from passive to activated. Your goal here isn't fitness, it's ignition. You are waking up the system that will help you climb upward. Once you generate that spark, you must protect it and direct it. Small wins create momentum, and momentum is the antidote to stagnation. Choose one tiny, achievable action. Make your bed. Clean one object. Drink a glass of water. Reply to a single message you've been avoiding. This is not about productivity. This is about signaling to your brain, we are moving again. Even the smallest forward motion breaks the psychological paralysis of the dopamine hole. Regulate your energy. Now, channel the momentum into stability. Spend 10 to 15 minutes doing something calm, grounding, and free from stimulation. This helps reset your dopamine baseline and reconnects your mind with activities that have real value. Go for a short walk without your phone. Read a few pages of a book. Sit in silence and breathe. These simple practices regulate the nervous system and rebuild your sense of control. You're no longer climbing blindly. You are regaining balance step by step. Engage one target. At this stage, you have enough clarity to take on something meaningful, but only one thing. Not a full to-do list, not a complete life overhaul, just one intentional effort that moves your life forward. Ask yourself, if I could complete only one thing today, what would make me feel genuinely accomplished? Maybe it's a focused hour of work. Maybe it's preparing a meal. Maybe it's finishing a task you've been avoiding for weeks. Choose one target, commit to it, and complete it. This creates a powerful psychological reset, the feeling of being capable once again. Reflect on the signal. When your energy returns, and it will, pause and reflect. The dopamine hole is not the enemy. It is a signal, a message, a warning that something in your routine, your stress, or your emotional life has been neglected. Ask yourself, what pulled me into the hole this time? Was I overwhelmed? Was I avoiding something difficult? Was I relying too much on comfort and stimulation? Reflection turns the experience from a setback into a lesson, and lessons prevent repetition. Escaping the dopamine hole is not a dramatic transformation. It is a sequence, a rhythm, a methodical return to yourself. When you stop digging, wake up your body, collect small wins, regulate your energy, aim at one meaningful action, and then reflect, your system resets. Your motivation returns not as a burst, but as a quiet strength. Remember this. You are not failing because you lack discipline. You are struggling because your brain is tired. Give it the reset it needs, and you will rise again, clearer, stronger, and more capable than before.